Hi friends! I got an itch on my forehead. Okay, here I am with my coffee. I'm back in my office. Starting this video out here, and it depends on how much rambling I do, if I can add any vlogging of my day in here. We'll see how it goes, because I said in this video today I would be, doing a little bit more life updates, and in updating things, there's things that I wanted to share, but I've been thinking of how to share everything really that I want to say, so I'm not rambling, you know what I mean? First of all, it's Friday, and I cleaned my bathrooms today. I didn't need to show you that because I've shown you that before, but I was cleaning my shower, and to clean the shower you got to get in the shower, and while you're there you wash your hair, you take a shower, So my hair is still kind of drying a little bit, but I left my hair down so you guys can see how my gray is progressing. And if you've noticed, you should have noticed in yesterday's video, even though I had it pulled back in a ponytail, that my hair is short. My daughter's friend is a hairstylist, and I stopped going to my hairstylist, at least for now, because I don't want to go to the hair salon and get tempted into, going back and coloring my hair. Now, I've got a lot of new subscribers, because usually once fall gets here, people are looking fall decoration videos, Christmas decorating videos. People come to my channel, and I always get a couple hundred new subscribers because of that. So I have new subscribers here, and I have hundreds of new subscribers, which I was floored to see that. But, and thank you all of you for coming and, subscribing to my channel. I hope you stay. I hope you find useful tips and, whatever. So, anyway, getting back to not going to my hair salon, I don't want to be tempted into, just go ahead and color my grays, because it is a pain having to wait for it to all grow out, because I don't know. I know ombre is like the new thing where you get like the 2-tone, 3-tone colors and stuff like that. But for me, I'd rather just see one color there. So it's a little bit of an adjustment. I'm getting used to it. Seeing all the gray and then still seeing all of my dark hair. So I could go and just get it colored gray, but they have to like totally strip your hair color out, and I don't want to do that because that's damaging to your hair. It's just like when you go to become like a bleach blonde or whatever, they strip all the color out. I don't want to do that. So because they have to get it like all out and start with white and start adding like the silver grays and all that stuff in. I don't want to do that. So I'm just writing it out. And why did I choose to do this? Well, I've shared this before, that I was spending a lot of money going to the hair salon to get my hair colored, just to get my roots touched up, okay? Because this is my natural hair color. So you can see my eyebrows. Of course, I'm getting gray in my eyebrows too, but this is my natural hair color. And so I was just getting my roots touched up to my natural hair color. And to just touch the roots up, it was costing like $100 a month. And I'm like, why am I spending this, Now, I did like the salon atmosphere because it's a hair salon, and you do a scalp massage and all of that for you. And I enjoyed the pampering of it, but I just couldn't see myself just spending that kind of money anymore. You know what I mean? And I'm 55 now. I just turned 55 in November. And, I am probably more than midway through my life, Some people die in their 70s, some people die in their 80s. I'm 55, do the math. That's how much time I would have left, you know what I mean? Some people die even before that. So anyway, I'm getting, midway to the end of my lifespan. And so, I don't know. Something's in my mouth. I can't just justify the hair salon anymore. And so I decided to just go natural. So that's my whole thing of why I did that. So why am I doing a sit down segment here for my life updates? I can't really fully concentrate walking around my house like some people do. I used to do that. I used to be able to gab while I was walking around my house. But for things that are a little bit more important to tell you guys, I just want to be sitting. I want to be focused, okay? So we're ending this year, 2018, and a new year is approaching. And I don't know how much reflecting you all do over your year or over the past several years of your life, or, you know, over your life, you know, how much reflecting a person does. I do a lot of reflecting because I'm one of these people that I believe we're supposed to constantly be maturing. And in constantly maturing, you are not the same person that you have been. Meaning, the person that I am today at the end of 2018 is not the same person that I was at the beginning of 2018. The beginning of 2018, that person that I was then was not the person that I was in 2017. And so on and so forth. You see what I'm saying? And that's because as people, all of us are flawed. Yep, that includes you too. Everybody is flawed. All of us, we have things that have become part of our nature that we have to work on. We have to change those things. We have to make those things better because no one is perfect. Let me just tell you the way that I see it, just breaking it down, if we want to break it down easily into two classes of people. You have class A. These are people that through their life, they've been able to look back on their mistakes. And when they make mistakes, even apologize, take accountability, okay, for what they've done, apologize, learn from that, I don't want to do that again to another person. Now sometimes, you know, we fail, right? Of course. And we do it again. But the more times that a person does something, and it's the same thing that they're doing to people, not even the same person, but even to other people, we recognize that is a flaw in my character. That is something that I need to work on, and I need to change that because I don't want to do that. You know, and all of us, let me tell you something, all of us, it doesn't matter what color you are, it doesn't matter what religion you are, it doesn't matter what country you live in, all of us know we have flaws in our character. There are things that we do or we say to other people, and when we do or say those things, we feel guilty because we know it was wrong. We know that we should not be treating another person that way. And so that's what I'm saying. See, the people of Group A, they will take accountability. And as they proceed on with decades, over the years, with their life, they recognize things. When they really start to get midway through their life, it's easier to recognize things and to say, yeah, I'm going to change that. So there's that group of people in life. But then there's Group B. Group B are the people that they try to justify when they're rude and unkind and mean and abusive, and they manipulate, they take advantage of people and relationships and all of these sorts of things. They try to justify it. And why are they trying to justify it? Well, they're trying to justify it because they're wrong, and deep down that they know that they're wrong, but they don't want anybody looking at them. They want to try to justify and explain things away. And how do people do that? Well, one thing is they can blame. They shift the blame onto other people. Well, you don't know how my spouse is. Well, you don't know how it is, how I live with my spouse and with my children. You don't know what kind of life I had growing up, blah, 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 and all these things, okay? All kinds of what I just call them excuses. And those excuses have become a crutch that people lean on. And they don't ever get out of that. Listen, I've had horrid things happen in my life. Horrid things happen to me in my life. I also see that I did things that I'm so ashamed of that I've done to other people and that sort of thing. So even though I had unhappy events in my lifetime, I learned from that. I learned I don't like how I feel in this situation. As soon as I can escape this situation, I'm not coming back to this situation. I'm not doing this again. I'm not being involved with anybody that's like this, and I'm getting away from people like this. And you learn from that, and you learn I'm not going to be like this. I'm not going to keep myself in this situation. I'm going to learn from it. Again, because maybe things that have happened to me in my past, as, for example, let me just put it this way. Like things that happened to me as a child or early teenage years and how it affected me, and it affected me in such a tragic, traumatic way that did I lash out at other people because of my hurt? Of course I did. Of course I did, but I was an adolescent. When I got into my 20s, was I sometimes still lashing out at people? Or, I didn't care if somebody was offended at what I said or I hurt them or whatever because, well, look at what happened to me. Yeah, see, and then I would go back to that crutch. Well, look what happened to me. Look what's been done to me. You see? But there comes a point in our maturity. See, it's one thing when a child and a teenager doesn't want to take accountability for themselves, but that's because they're adolescents and they're children. But adolescents and children are supposed to be learning, and they're supposed to be progressing and maturing in life. Remember even being a teenager, and we always were talking about like, I'm mature, or I'm going to be mature. I'm not going to do that because I'm mature. We'd all do that, right? Because there is maturity. And even in our 20s, some people in their 20s become mature very quickly. I did because my husband traveled with his job and I was home with babies that I was taking care of all by myself. And we moved and I was in a state, in a city that I didn't know anybody, and so you learn how to grow up and mature very quickly. You see what I'm saying? Still at the same time, were there times that I hurt people, I lashed out at people? Yes. Again, because I'm still maturing. You see what I'm saying? Well, this is what happened to me, and so why should I care how they feel? Nobody cared how I felt, We all kind of do those things, But the more I progressed in my 20s, approaching in my 30s, things started to change. It's like, I don't like, reverting back to my past and blaming my past on things. I have to take accountability for myself. And if I was rude to a person when I spoke to them, I should not have been rude to that person. I owe that person an apology. See, then we begin to change up our character. You see what I'm saying? When I got into my 30s, I was not the person that I was in my 20s. When I got into my 40s, I was not the person that I was while I was in my 30s. You see what I'm saying? Because it was constant maturity. I was one of those people that I didn't lash out and start blaming my past. I had to learn to get over things like that. So that's why I say those are those people in Group A that they take accountability. And when they're right, they're right. But when they're wrong, and they take accountability. They learn from the situations that happen in their life. They learn how to make things better, to not be that person that they were yesterday, 2 months ago, 2 years ago, 2 decades ago. You see what I'm saying? And this other group here, Group B, they could be in their 30s, their 40s, their 50s, their 60s, but they still have that adolescent mindset. And we even see it on social media. We see the people, and they're grown adults. I know that you have seen it too. And you see the squabbles and the drama and the things that go on. And you know how old these people are, and they're behaving like that. And it's like, they're behaving like they're in junior high still. Right, because it's that like reverting back to their childhood or their adolescent years. And they've never taken the time to mature and to leave all that go. I know of a person who, and I met this person on social media, that had a very sad upbringing. And this person lashes out at people and just the flaws in this person's character comes out. That's all I'm going to say. But the thing is, this person always reverts back. Well, my childhood. Well, when I was growing up, and this and that. Well, I didn't have what you have, and all this sort of thing. You see, they go back to the crutch. They go back to the crutch, and they lean on their crutch as an excuse to explain away why they behave the way that they do, instead of learning from that. Okay, listen, I know of other people that were in similar circumstances to this person that I'm thinking of right now, and other people that have had it worse than this person. And those persons have said, I don't want anything to do with that past. That past was hurtful to me. I want to move on. I want to make my life better. You see, again, these are the people that are in group A. They take accountability. They go to make things better. You see what I'm saying? They constantly mature. Where this group over here, they don't. And because of that, that's where all this drama with people comes from. Especially that you see it on social media. And I've talked about this for great length. I saw the drama on MySpace. I've seen it on Facebook. I see it on YouTube. I see the ugliness that goes on with people. I've shared this conversation with you guys on a number of occasions. Okay, so you guys all know where I'm coming from with this, those of you that have been following me for the longest time. But the thing is, like I have shared in the past, I want peace in my life. And the only way for me to have peace in my life is to get the negativity out. See, I don't gravitate to negativity. I want positive things in my life. And the way to gravitate to the positive is to just move to that. Now, you hear a lot of this, send me positive vibes and all that. I'm not into any of that. No. What I'm trying to say is this. Every one of us as human beings, there's close to 7 billion people on the planet now, they say. All close to 7 billion people on the planet, all are flawed. All of us, we're all flawed. The thing is, how many of the close to 7 billion people are going to say, I'm going to look internally, I'm going to see the flaws in my character, and I'm going to change it? And that's where you gravitate to the positive. See, the other people that are in this group B over here, see, I don't want to live my life the way that group B'ers live their life. Therefore, I have to separate from that. I've often said this in videos and so forth, and even on Facebook. Birds of a feather flock together. You are who you hang around. And if I don't want to be around those people that are unkind, they're rude, they got all other kinds of issues going on that they don't want to deal with in their life. If I don't want to get caught up in any of that, I got to get away from it. You see what I'm saying? So I create my happiness by getting away from the things that make me unhappy. The things that rob me of joy, the things that rob me of peace, I get away from it. And I go towards where there's peace and so forth. Now, I'm going to say this. In 2018, it's been like past years, over the last several years, that it's been a roller coaster. It's been up and down, I've had good things happen, a lot of things that I've just seen it's been a huge blessing that has happened. Then there's been the moments of 2018 that have not been good. And there's things that have happened. But all of those things that were not so good, have I learned things from it? I've learned things from those situations and how to handle situations better. I've learned things about myself. You see what I'm saying? Again, we're supposed to constantly be maturing and learning things about ourselves and making things different. So nobody's life is perfect. My life isn't perfect. Your life isn't perfect. But it's how are we going to handle the situations that we get ourselves in? How are we going to handle the people that we encounter and so forth? Now, this leads me into saying this part now. In 2015, and I've shared this before in the past, that's when my son Josiah, Alex's dad, Alex's mom and dad, they split up. And they're divorced now, Josiah and his ex-wife. But that's when a lot of troubles started happening in summer of 2015. Troubles meaning because when there's a divorce, there's not usually happy divorces. You know what I'm saying? There's things going on. And my life had changed too. Here for years, I was a mom that my kids were in school. Well, when I lived in Chicago, I worked. But since I was here, let's put it this way. My 3 older kids were all working, and it was just my son Brian that was in school, and he was in high school. 4 years of high school, boom, he graduates, and now he's out, you know? And here I was having my life. You know, my life is totally different. It's like you get your life back. You know, the kids are all grown. They're all doing their own thing. And then, you know, here I am. I had 3 of my kids that had even left. The only one that was home was Adam. So here comes Josiah. He's moving back in, and there's Alex, and then there's the tension because of divorce that causes tension. Remember, those of you that have been with me the longest time, remember even at that time when that was happening, remember I took a break. I think I took like a 4-month break from making videos. And when I came back, I just told you guys that there was stressful things that were going on. And I wasn't going to share. Because that's the thing with YouTubers. Even like with me, if my video is 20 minutes long, you've seen 20 minutes into my life. You haven't seen what's happened the whole day. There's 24 hours in a day. You've only seen 20 minutes that I let you see. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, that's just like, you know, the Ciccone Jolies. They're a big vlogging family. And Jonathan and Anna have even said, you know, our average video is about 15 minutes. We let you see 15 minutes into our life every single day, and you all think that you know us. You know things about us, but you don't really know us because you don't see things. You know, the camera doesn't show every single thing. You see what I'm saying? And all other YouTubers would probably say the same thing to you. You don't see every single thing, so therefore you can't know us to know us. You know what I mean? So, yeah. The thing is, what are we not showing? Those that vlog, what are we not showing? Well, first of all, there might be mishaps that's happened. You know, I don't care to have that in my video. For example, what if a plumbing issue and the toilet's overflowing and I don't feel like showing that? You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, I have Alex and he's just being very naughty. He's usually a good boy, but let's just hypothetically say he's just being a real naughty child that day. I'll show you when he's behaving, but I'm not going to show you when he's being naughty. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want those things shown. It's not that I'm trying to create a perfect life. It's just that there are things that it's really nobody's business. And I say that respectfully. Let's get back to the Ciccone Jolies. I've heard Anna say on her channel, or maybe she's done it in their vlog channel, but she has said, listen, you know, you see our children and they're well-behaved and you guys are always praising them being well-behaved children. And really, they are well-behaved children. But like Anna says, when the camera's off, when they're misbehaving, you don't see that. And why is it that you don't see that? It's not that we're trying to show you perfect children, because when they're misbehaving, that's when the child needs discipline. and we have to discipline our children. And we don't know how they discipline their children, and it's none of our business how they discipline their children. I will say this, whatever disciplining that they're using with their children, it evidently works well, because when you do see the children, they're very happy and they love their parents. And you do see them well behaved, and they're very smart little kids and so forth. But I'm just using this as an example. So if things are going on here at my house, let's say Alex is acting up, he's just having an off day, I'm not going to show you that, because if I'm having to constantly be on him to discipline him and so forth, I don't need to show that. It's nobody's business of that. You know what I'm saying? If two of my kids, they start arguing with each other, I'm not going to put that on camera, because, listen, arguments go on at your house too. Do you want people to see the arguments that go on at your house? No. And arguments they come and go, and then boom, it's over with, But I'm not going to put that on camera. So that's what I say. You only see glimpses into our life here at this house. And it's not that I show you what I want you to see. No, I've even showed you even some mishaps and things going on here too. But what I'm saying is there are things that are private. Getting back to when my son and his ex-wife had split up. That's why I backed off of vlogging, because of the tension that was going on and because of the divorce and everything. I wasn't going to say anything publicly, maybe my feelings of things that were happening, or my feelings of Alex's mother at that time and so forth. I wasn't going to say anything, because I'm not going to make another person look bad. I didn't want my son to look bad, and I didn't want Alex's mom to look bad. You see what I'm saying? That's not my place to disparage people's reputations. But okay, so just trying to recap here, like when my son and his ex-wife, they had split up, and Joe came back here again. It was not my place to share any of his personal business or her personal business. What was happening was between the two of them, and it's private, okay? What if one day, if I had the camera on and I was maybe frustrated over things that were happening, and I started to vocalize? And see, I was trying to keep myself from that temptation to try to vocalize anything, because it's not my place to air out their personal business. You see what I'm saying? If my son had something to say, he could say whatever he wants to people, but I'm not going to say anything. And so, so that's why I took a 4-month break from vlogging. And then when I came back, I just simply said to all of you, I had to take a little break because we were in a stressful time, and I had to back away from that because I didn't want to interject and say things maybe that I shouldn't say, because I was frustrated or something. So I was showing respect to my son and to his ex-wife. Their business is their business. You see what I'm saying? Josiah had moved out, obviously, because he had gotten married, but my daughter moved out. She was living with 3 other friends. My son Brian ended up moving out. When Josiah came back first, eventually in time, then Carly came back, and eventually in time after that, Brian had come back. And, all the things that were going on with them in their lives while they were out living with their roommates and things like that. I mean, there was things obviously that compelled them that they had to come back, but that's their personal business. You see, just because I know it doesn't mean I have to share it. That's my whole thing. And I'm bringing all of this up because several reasons. One, because we can make friends on social media via Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, whatever, and people think that they know another person when they really don't. You know some things of another person, but you don't know everything. You see, there's things that go on behind the scenes that another person doesn't know about, because one, like me, is not sharing. and not sharing because I respect other people's right to their privacy. You see, there are other people, like people in that group B, that they don't respect other people's privacy. I have seen people on social media air out their dirty laundry, air out their friends' dirty laundry, air out family members' dirty laundry, and it's like, what are you doing? You know, why are you doing this for? And it's all really to tear another person down, to make another person look bad, right? But see, I'm in group A over here. I'm with the people that has learned from sticking my foot in my mouth over the years. You see what I'm saying? That I don't anymore. I don't stick my foot in my mouth. I have learned that people are entitled to their right of privacy. You see what I'm saying? It's all the maturity. It's learning things about ourselves and about situations over the years that forms us into the people that we are today. Now, all of this to say this. In 2017, I started backing off of vlogging again. I was vlogging, but just not as much. Sometimes I was compiling a week's worth of footage into like one vlog. And the reason why is because of people who know you from other social media outlets, and they think that they know you, but they don't. And they start talking and trying to disparage like my reputation and my character. In 2018, it got really bad. From January to March, it was really bad. I had folks, they were my friends. I had known some of these people 8, 9, and even 10 years. And you would think in that amount of time that, you know, from even private conversations and so forth, that they knew what kind of person that I was. And I thought that they knew. They acted like they knew what kind of person I was. But then all of a sudden, somebody wants to start trouble. Somebody that's one of these group B'ers wants to start trouble. And those other folks, they gravitated to that. They gravitated to that person. And there was a lot of, I'm just going to say it. It's like character assassination. People who I thought would never, ever would have done this to me, to betray me in such a way. I mean, they were like Judases, just to betray me the way that they did. And when all of their drama and their nonsense was going on, I stayed out of it. I could have come back. I could have defended myself. I could have put the truth out there and squared things up. But I wasn't going to do it. You know why? Because I believe God takes care of people in his own time. You know? I would say to some folks when all of this was going on at the beginning of this year, you know, I learn from my Bible lessons as a Christian, okay? And there's one Bible story about David and Saul. King Saul tried killing David. He pursued him for several years trying to kill him. 2 instances happened where David, who became King David, he could have taken Saul's life and just ended it right there, but he didn't, because he respected the life of the king he was anointed to be the king. And so he wasn't going to murder him, okay? But he could have taken his life. And on the second occasion, when this had happened, and King Saul and his men, they were out and about because they had been trying to hunt down David. And David went in and cut off a piece of his robe. And he even brought that up, you know. Have you looked at your robe? Listen, look. And waves the fabric, you know. I have it here. I could have taken your life. You know, but one thing that David had said to him, he says, listen, Saul, I don't know what I've done to you to cause you to pursue me, to want to kill me. In other words, I haven't done anything to you, and David didn't do anything to him. But it was the mentality of Saul. There was a lot of jealousy in all of this, and he wanted to kill David. And David took the high road. Like I said, he had 2 opportunities. He could have slayed him, but he wasn't going to do it because he wasn't going to murder the anointed king, you know, God's anointed king, right? But one thing that David had said to him, he said, in all this pursuit of me and that you're trying to slay me, to kill me, I'm not going to retaliate to do the same thing to you. because I'm going to let God judge between me and you. And see, this is the thing. In the past, when people would attack me, and I'm talking about even before social media, before there was any of this, but, you know, out and about, whether at work or your neighbors or whatever, and people, they're talking about you, they're lying about you, gossiping, the gossip goes public, it's slander now at this point, and, you know, you go to defend yourself and that sort of thing, and I used to do that, but I don't defend myself anymore, because I don't have no need to defend myself, especially if I haven't done anything wrong. No, I've learned over the years, you know, the Bible says, God says, vengeance is mine, I will repay. And so I just leave things like David. I'm going to let God judge between me and other people, and I'll just let God take care of the situation. And I take the high road and I go about, you know, where it's peaceful, and I keep peace in my life, I keep happiness in my life, and that sort of thing. I'm not going to stoop to other people's level. But I will say this, because of what other people were doing, and especially some of these people, like I said, I had known some of these people 8, 9, and even 10 years, several of these people. These people I never thought would betray me, ever, and to hurt me, and especially when I've not done anything to them that would cause them to. I mean, if I did something that they were retaliating at me, that's one thing, but I hadn't done anything. And for them to do that to me out of their spite or whatever's going on with them, I just wasn't going to get involved in it. I was just going to let them you just do what you want to, but I'm staying out of it. There were some people I still made an attempt to still try to be friends with them and to leave the line of communication open, but I noticed those people pulling away from me and gravitating to the other ones, the group B'ers, okay? But because of that, this year, that's why I've also backed off of vlogging a lot. Now, the end of the summer, like I said, I became a pastor, and my life has been really busy. That's been taking up some of my day and that sort of thing. But even before, that was in August. No, September, I think, is when I was asked to be a pastor at our church. So even prior, from January to September, you notice I even backed off of vlogging. And why did I do that? Because when I do a vlog, I'm sharing with you my life, portions of my day, and so forth. But I don't want anybody to take what they see or what they think that they know of me, to take things to twist it and to go and to lie and gossip about me. And I was seeing that on social media. And I'm not going to go into any more of that. I'm just saying that, you know, there's a saying, and I've shared it before. All it takes is one bad apple to spoil the whole bunch. And it's true. One rotted apple in a bunch of other apples, if you don't get that bad apple out of there, all your other apples will also become contaminated and start rotting and so forth. It's the same thing with potatoes. You get a rotted potato, you don't get that thing out of there, they all start to get contaminated and they all start to spoil. And all it takes, my friends, is just one person or just several people that spoil it for everybody else. And some of you over this last year, you've been very kind. You come to me in messages, you come to me over in Instagram, in comments and messages, comments here, private messages, asking when I'm coming back, you miss my videos and so forth. But, you know, there's a lot of times that I started vlogging. I started my day out vlogging. And it was like back in 2017, and I just didn't finish the day. So then a couple days later, I'd pick up the camera, start vlogging a little bit more, and then I would piece everything, like a week's worth of videos into one vlog. But as this year, you know, we got into this year, and because of all of that ugliness that happened at the beginning of the year, it really changed my attitude on what I share on social media and what I share of my life. With people, because people take things and they twist things up, and again, they try character assassinations and so forth. It's like, they try making me out to demonize me to other people, and it's like the things that they're saying and all this, it's like this is not even true of me. And so why do I want to pick up a camera and put that out there? My life, meaning. So in other words, like I would pick up the camera here in 2018 with good intentions to try to do a vlog. And then I would set it down. It's like, I just don't want to vlog today. A couple days would go by, sometimes a week would go by. And it's like, well, maybe I should pick up the camera and try vlogging today. And again, I would pick up the camera and throughout the day, get a couple segments in. Then I put the camera down. It's just like, what do I want to do this for? Why do I want to put myself even on YouTube for people to see? Why do I want to do that? It's like, you know, when the camera's not on, my life is going well. But when I'm on social media, it's like, you know, I had all of those people over there on Facebook that did what they did. I'm not on Facebook anymore. I have no intentions of going back to Facebook. And it's like, you know, I still have this YouTube channel and there are still good subscribers out there. Some of you that have become friends and so forth. But I start thinking to myself, when is one of these people going to do to me what the Facebook friends did? You see what I'm saying? Not saying that you would do that, but that's what goes through my mind. I never thought that the Facebook friends, some of those friends were my friends over on MySpace. I never thought that even those people would do what they did, but they did. So then I start thinking, how do I know that it's not going to happen on YouTube? You know, somebody just started doing that. So it's like, why do I want to pick up this camera? And why do I want to share any more of my life with anybody? And that's why this year in 2018, I've been very, very scarce from my vlogging. That's why. And when I said I've been busy, I have been busy. Especially in the spring and the summer, if I wasn't doing a whole bunch of vlogging, I was keeping myself busy. I was finding all sorts of things to do and so forth, just to keep myself from trying to pick up the camera to vlog. Some days I did try to pick up the camera and it's just like, why? You know, and to put it back down, it's like, nah, you know. But then in September, you know, then things got even busier for me and so forth. And so, yeah, my life is busy. Could I vlog even with my life being busy? I probably can, but the question I have to keep asking myself is, do I want to? Do I want to? In yesterday's vlog, I ended it by showing my Christmas lights on at nighttime. So yesterday was December the 6th, I think. Do you know when I recorded that? It was November the 2nd. Because I had every intention early November, because after I put my Christmas decorations up, don't I show everybody my house tour, you know, fairly early in November? I did the nighttime lights, and then I was going to the next day or the following day, I was going to do the daytime and show everything in the daytime. And it's like, no, why? Why am I going to do this, you know? I usually show you guys things going on for Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving prep and things like that. And it's, again, Thanksgiving came around, and it's like, why? Now, if you guys follow me on Instagram, you'll see little snippets here and there. You know, I post pictures and things like that. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to keep my channel going. I will. I'm going to keep this here, at least for now. And I will try to vlog when, you know, I feel that I want to vlog, or when I have time, because I am keeping myself busy. But again, it's, I've said this many times before, I want peace in my life. I want not only peace in my life, but I want to be at peace with other people. I don't want drama in my life. I don't want contention in my life. I don't want to be around the pot stirrers that like to whip up all kinds of drama and trouble. That's not me. That's not me. At one time in my life, was that me? Yeah, I think all of us have been at that point. Some people are still at that point. Some people like me, though, they've moved on. You know, they've learned. Again, there's Group A and there's Group B. And I'm Group A. I want to enjoy my life. I want happiness. And listen, there's things that happen in our life. Like I said, even this year's been a roller coaster of a year. And there was good moments, there was not good moments. But I learned from the good and the bad. And I've learned how to handle situations better. I've learned about myself. How did I respond in those situations? What can I do if that ever happens again to make it better? See, this is what I'm saying. This is what we're supposed to be doing as people. As we get older, every year as we're older, we're supposed to be maturing as people, and so forth. So I don't know. I've rambled on long enough. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to turn this this video into a vlog, but I just wanted to share a little bit with you this update and why in 2017 and into 2018 especially, why the camera wasn't rolling too much. And this is why. I'm starting to see things with eyes wide open, and I'm really looking at things. I'm looking at people and that sort of thing. I'm making changes in my life. I know the kind of person that I want to be. And even with all the changes that I've made in my life, I'm still not where I want to be. You know, if you're one of those people that you learn too from your mistakes and situations happening in your life, and you grow from those things, and you're not the same person today as you were in the past. But if somebody were to ask you, are you the person that you really want to be? Are you there yet? Are you to that place? I'm sure you would probably answer no. And why? Because all of us have things that we have to overcome in our lives. I will say that I've overcome a lot of things. I've changed a lot of things, elements of my character. But are there things that I can still work on to make better? Yes. That's why, even though I'm not the same person today that I was at the beginning of the year or in 2017 or 2011 or whatever, I'm still striving to be even a better person than I am today. That's the thing. And that's the kind of people that I want to gravitate to. Those kinds of people. So anyway, yeah, unfortunately, there will be those Group B people that will come in our lives, and they will turn our lives upside down, or attempt to turn our lives upside down. But for any person like me that's a vlogger, it's those kinds of people, when they start creating trouble and twisting things up as far as your life is concerned, where there's gossip and lies and slander and all of this other sort of thing, it makes that person like me step back to say, you know, what do I really want to share with people? You know? So I'm finding I'm becoming more of a private person. Maybe that's the best way to say it. I'm becoming more of a private person, because that's why I'm not picking up the camera much anymore. That's why I've left Facebook. Obviously MySpace is gone for me anyway. For years it's been. I'm on Instagram and here, and more on Instagram than I am here this year. But I'll see how it goes. You know, I'll see what direction that I feel like going in 2019. All I will tell you this about 2019, it's a new year. New goals are set for myself. Always still looking internally, always still changing things to make my character better, to make the things in my home and my family better, to make other relationships that I have with other people better, and that sort of thing. See, I move and gravitate to the positive. I leave all the negativity behind me and so forth. So anyway, I will come back in another video. I'm sorry that this one was so long, but you know, I just had a lot of things that I wanted to share, and I needed to be thorough in my sharing, and at the same time, I want to be very careful. I don't want to, you know, hurt any person or anything. I'm always just watching my words. So anyway, I'll see you guys next video. Next video, I think, is the Q&A. There are questions that were on yesterday's video, and so I'm hoping tomorrow to come back and to answer those questions for you. I'll see you then. Bye.